Hi there, Diane here from TDBLANKS support group. I'll give you all a minute to jump on. I can't see while I'm doing this video to see who's there, but please post questions underneath and I'll do my best to get back to you. This video is for Affinity Designer users. It's following on from my Photoshop video on how to set up a basic template for you to print your cards. So many of you don't use Photoshop, they use Affinity Designer. So I am doing this little video for you to try and help you. Now please bear in mind, I am not the greatest user of Affinity Designer. I tend to use Photoshop all the time. But saying that, I do use Affinity Designer for other things, and I've got 3 programs that I go to on my computer. The first one is Photoshop because I can do most things on that. The second is Affinity Designer because you can actually use anything you buy for use with Photoshop elements with that. Most things work. And then I also use Silhouette, I don't know what you call it, Silhouette Studio software, sorry, because I used to have a Cameo cutting machine and Cricut and things like that, and Silhouette, their design software is quite good also. That's basically what I started on. It's not so good for fonts and things like that. You've got more freedom with Affinity and Photoshop, but I think a lot of people are going for Affinity because it's a one-off price and you get free updates with it, and it's both, like, it's pixel based and vector based, I believe, so it's a bit of Photoshop and it's a bit of the other popular software, what's it called, Illustrator. It's sort of all in one with that. So I know the basics. I've sorted this for you and I'm hoping it helps you. So put underneath if you do like it, and then we'll try out one of the latest designs to show you that anything I make in Photoshop will in fact work in Affinity Designer. Okay, so right, this is what we're going to achieve, exactly the same as what we have in Photoshop. My go-to templates for when I'm making cards. Okay, so again, you will need what I suggested last time. You need your card in front of you, you need a ruler in front of you, and you need to set up your templates according to your cards you're using, not what the packet says. I'll reiterate that again. When I open a pack of cards and it says 5 by 5 card, when I've measured it, it actually measures 5.25 by 5.25, and that is double with the crease, and the 6-inch is not quite 6-inch either. So we measure everything to set the template up. So when you save your template, put the name of what particular card it is that you're using with the template. Okay, and then it's up to you to do this to your printer like I showed you last week. So we are going to set up a new document to look like this, and go along with me. If you can't, well, obviously you can't follow as I'm doing it, stop, replay it and pause at parts and make up your own template as I do, rather than trying to remember all the notes. So this card I'm doing is, we're doing it in millimeters today. I'm setting up a template. My flat card is opened in front of me, and it is 270mm by 135mm. So we are going to go to File, New, Document. Okay, and we're going to use millimeters as it is in here. It is custom, and it is 270mm by 135mm, 300 dpi millimeters, and we are going to go landscape, which is laying down, and we are going to go for CMYK. Okay, create. You have a blank document. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. I'm going to show you exactly the same way as what I do it in Photoshop, so that you've always got it, and then we're going to save it. So you will go to View along the top, and you will bring your cursor down, and you will find, you're looking for the Guides Manager. This is here, it highlights, so click it. This is what you'll get up. Don't take any notice of this. Don't let it frighten you whatsoever. These are the two parts that you need. In actual fact, I think this is on par with Photoshop, if not a little bit easier. You can add guidelines all around the edges and in the centre just the same, and you can also use percent. I'll show you the difference for that in a minute. So if you've got percent ticked, tick off, unclick it, and we're going to add our grids for this particular size card. You need to find out again what your bleed is, or what it on your printer, the area it doesn't print out, and you can do that by printing out a full A4 document or a picture and seeing what the border is around that, and you should be able to measure that and get what your area is that your printer does not cover when you put your paper into the printer. So I'm going on the assumption it is 5mm all round the card if you're not doing borderless printing. That's what mine does, so that's what I'm going to go by. Yours might be 3mm, it might be 7mm. This bit is up for you to do. Okay, so first of all we're going to go horizontal. Now you know I've got learning difficulties. I get my left and right and my upside downs all inside out and around the wrong way. So we're going to go with horizontal first of all, and this little bit down here, as you can see, if you just hover over it, it comes up, add new horizontal guide. The first ones that come up, if you click on that, it will give you a blue line, and this will give you a dead center horizontal line, and that's a good way to start it, because our document is 270mm and 135mm high, so that has given you that line. Now if you go to vertical and click there, it will give you another guide completely in the center. Okay, so that is a good starting point. Now you're thinking, how the hell do I get my guides all around the edges like what I did last week in Photoshop to give me a complete template? Right, we're going to go back to horizontal, and this little thing here, click on that, and it adds a new line, a new guide. But each guide you add, it sort of repeats the last one that you did, so you just go onto it and click, and we can change that. Now I only want mine at 5mm, so you exactly type in what you want. If it is inches, mil, centimeters or percent, you just type it in what you want. You click your enter, and voila, you get your 5mm guideline at the top. Now at the bottom, your document is 135mm depth or long, so you need to click another to add another horizontal guide, and it will repeat. You want to do it 5mm up, so if that's 135mm, take 5mm off, and we'll just put in 130mm, enter, and we have another guideline. Okay, so now we're going to go to the verticals. We want one to come down here, and we want one to come down here. So again, we add vertical guide, we just click on it, and I put in 5mm, and we've got our 5mm line there. Okay, and now we want one that side. So you know, you've got to work out your numbers, add new guide, hover over and click. Now this document is 270mm wide, so we take off 5mm. Okay, so that would be 265mm, and there we have our other guide. Yeah, So that is more or less complete, but you like the center guides so that we can line things up completely in the center to make it easier. So remember last time we divided it into 4 so that we get an accurate center line of each half. I'm sorry if I'm going a bit fast or you're not quite understanding. Right, this is the back of the card, this is the front of the card. We now need a center of the back of the card and a center of the front of the card, just like the horizontal lines. Okay, so I'm going to click, we're going to go horizontal first, so it's a new guide, but this time I'm going to put percent, because it gets a bit tricky when that part is 100, the whole lot is 270, that part is 135, you've then got to work out a quarter of that. So I'm going to do it in percent. Exactly what I did. You can see they've all changed to percent now, but just ignore that. The one that's highlighted is the one that you're going to do. And as in Photoshop, a quarter of that is 25%. So I put in 25 and enter, and I've got it the wrong way round. So I wanted one to come down. So we'll cancel that one out and go to vertical lines. Told you I didn't know my left from my right. Add one in, change it, 25%. There we go. And on this one, it always comes from one side, so you've got to think 25, 50, 75. So we want one for 75%. And there we have it. That is our complete guide. Okay. You do need to find your center lines, as in, how do you put it, your piece that you can print in. This is your front of your card, so you've got your bleed here, that is the center of your card, the backbone. You should always have a bleed here and here as well. Now if you don't want to work out the numbers like that, you still can pull guides in and use your rulers like this. So just go to the ruler at the left hand side, click and drag, and you can still bring in extra guides, and they will snap when they go green, but just carry on. And the numbers at the top, you can see the ruler, you can actually line that up. There we go. And you can bring another one over by clicking and dragging, and we can do 5 mil there. This one's not quite 5 mil. I'm going to carry it over. My hand's shaking. There. Well, you work it out for yourselves. That is exactly the template that you're looking for. Okay, you have a layers panel here. If you can't find your layers, do exactly the same as what you did for Photoshop. It's either view, layers, or window. No, it's view. So you go along and you look for layers in that, and they should show up down there. So now you will save this template. I've already saved one, so I'll just talk you through the process of saving it. You make a file on your main hard drive, make a folder and call it card templates, and then you will go to file, save as. I made a folder called Affinity card templates. You go in that, and I saved this file as 135 mil by 135 mil card. Okay, and you just click save. That way when you close the template down and you've got your blank screen, when you've finished making your range of templates and you're in Affinity Designer and you open it up, file, open, find your folder that will say Affinity card templates, open it, double click, and there's your template. Okay, it's as easy as that. Now I'm going to follow on and show you exactly the same how to edit one of my designs in Affinity Designer. Okay, so we're going to start a new, I'm going to open, sorry, not new, I'm going to open a document or a file, which is, I'm just going to open one of the new wedding suit documents. This is one that is saved that you can buy. Double click, there you go. The design opens completely exactly as it does in Photoshop. You click on a part of it and you will get the move tool. The move tool is here. You go on the corners, can drag up and down, exactly the same. If you want to change the text, the layers are all in the side panel like that. If you want to take away the text, take it away. You want to put it back in, put it back in. If you want to change the name, just double click and work backwards, or delete the lot, put in a new name. It's up to you. If you want to go back, edit, undo, edit, undo, edit. If you keep going back, it will put it back. If you want to change the words down here, thank you for being our page boy, you can put thank you for putting, I'm just highlighting over the top of the bit I want to put change, and I'm going to put best man. The red line, this is good, this doesn't happen in Photoshop for some reason on mine, but the red line shows you've got a mistake, so sort that out. There we go. And when you've done, click on the move tool in the corner, and that is that. What else can I show you? How you put your design into the template. Now, you're supposed to do this, place image, which is exactly what it does there. But I tend to go the file at the bottom and I just drag it in, which is exactly what you can do. Where's it gone? It did. Told you I'm not as good as this in this as what I am Photoshop. And it is there somewhere. I don't know where I've put, oh, they are here. There you go. Resize. Okay, so there's your image, and again, if you want to duplicate it, hold down the Alt key, click on the image and drag. It will drag another one over, and you can resize up and down, and there we have it. Now we're going to go to print. I'm not going to follow it through and print because this is not connected to my printer, but you would go File, Print, and now again this is up to you to sort out what your capabilities of your printer are. I am using my Canon IP8700 series printer, and then you've got to find out your properties. So it's divine. Paper size is custom. You put in your width, which was 270, by height, which was 135, single-sided, double-sided, and then we're going to go properties. That's that. Orientation. No, I'm going to start again. I'm going to go by custom. So custom. That's that. Preview before, and then I want landscape. That should now give me a preview of what I am printing. Would it have if I turned it on? to give that a second to warm up, and it will show you the preview come up in before I print, which I'm not going to do. And that is totally wrong. That's why you always need to press preview before you print, so you don't waste it. So let's try again. Print, custom, layout, landscape. That's right. That way. That should be correct, but it's not. Anyway, I'm not doing that now. You know what to do with your own printers. This was purely to show you how to set up a template in Affinity, and I really hope you like it. Thank you for supporting me again for another week buying my designs. I hope you like them. Any queries and questions, post them underneath. Failing that, send me a private message. Thanks then.